What's going on, guys? I'm back with a brand new catch-up edition review. And I watched a while back a movie called Boy Kills World, starring Bill Skarsgård, Jessica Rothe, and Andrew Koji. Even though I didn't even know that was Andrew Koji throughout like half the movie. Didn't even know that was an Asian man until I had to just kind of get a good look at who that was. It's Andrew Koji from G.I. Joe or Snake Eyes or whatever, man. Anyways, there won't be a first of all. Well, there won't be a long first of all this time around. Matter of fact, I won't be doing first of alls for catch-up edition reviews ever again. All right, we're just gonna get straight to the point because it's been out long enough in this case. But I will be doing a short one for this one because, as you can see in the back, I've always said that The Professional was one of the best action movies I've ever seen in my life. And for a while, I've been thinking to myself, especially within these last few days, Kill Bill is the new best action movie in my opinion. For me, it's been a long time coming. I've been known that this is a very good movie and it probably should take the #1 spot. All right, so I'm retiring The Professional as of now, as of today, and claiming Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 together as one movie, the new best action movie on my list. All right, I had to do it. I had to do this with all the blood and guts and the ass kicking in that movie and the random anime movie in between the movie. Nobody else was doing that. They might try to copy now, but they weren't doing that. Okay, and then volume 2 just came in and tied everything up perfectly. So I respect that, and I'm sorry, The Professional can no longer. Even though The Professional is a totally different kind of movie altogether, I understand that, but it's still an action movie. Therefore, it has to lay down and pass that torch. All right, just making that clear. And since we're talking about Boy Kills World, my question would be this. Is Boy Kills World going to be one of the new contenders in the future as best action movie? Will it be able to knock Kill Bill out of its box? We're about to find out. Let's go. Boy Kills World. For those who don't know, for those who are not aware, honestly, it kind of came up with the trailer and then it just kind of fizzled out. Just kind of backed down slowly. And no one really noticed. Not really. And so I can't really blame if you'd never seen it or heard about it. Because right now the media is treating this movie as if it's a ghost. Like it never existed. I don't hear anything about this movie. No one else talks about this. And I know there were other people in that theater when I went in there. So I know I'm not crazy. Somebody else knows about this film. Come on now. Don't do this. Don't play me. You know. Someone knows. All right? I just don't know who. Besides me. But Boy Kills World. Pretty much about this young boy, of course. At the time, I cannot remember his name. Forgive me for that. Who was in an ordeal where his family, his sister, and I think the rest of his family were shot in some sick game that the overlords of that town like to play every, I think, June 27th or some date that they like to play this game on. All right, where they line them up and they point a gun at them and they just start shooting at them. Crazy, right? What kind of game is this? Not a game, not even a game. It's sick. It's really sick. And somehow the boy escaped this, or he survived this. And he was kidnapped by this old monk dude, crazy monk, who taught him kung fu and all kind of fighting skills to protect and survive, and so he could get revenge on his family that was killed, right? So years later, this guy grows up and he's well skilled by now. He's ready to do his thing. So he goes on his mission. His little mission he's supposed to go on or whatever. Bumps into Andrew Koji's character on the way. And Andrew Koji is like, yes, we have a whole revolution going down. So you gotta get with us. We got a whole master plan, even though he didn't understand the master plan because of the guy who spoke gibberish hanging with them. But at the same time, they all went in as three and did their thing and infiltrated this rich, crazy ass family. And he got his revenge. He got his revenge. No matter what happened in the end, it's wild. He definitely got that revenge. And that's pretty much the storyline of that film. Positives. This movie was very unique because this man's thoughts, mind you, he couldn't talk or really hear because it was damaged as a kid. So his thoughts sounded like Archer from the show Archer. Okay, I was not ready for this at all. I heard it in the trailer, right? But it didn't really kick in until you watch the movie. He's going to be talking like this the entire film. It's going to sound like Archer is talking the entire time. And that was so funny to me. That made everything funny. Even scenes that were not supposed to be funny were funny because they sounded like Archer. And it kind of had the Archer humor in there for some reason. And so that brought the humor in. And I really researched this movie to see if the guy from Archer, the producer, wrote this movie. He didn't. But it really seemed like he did because of the sarcasm and the crazy jokes that were just thrown in between the action and the drama. Like the friend that Andrew Koji hangs with, the guy that speaks the gibberish, that was so damn hilarious. Every time he spoke. And it starts off as him speaking like this because he's trying to throw the main character off a little bit. He can't hear. He can't hear and talk. So he's just talking that code. And he can't even read the lips right because he's speaking crazy talk. Okay, and I can't remember what he said, but it was absolutely hilarious. All right, he sounded kind of like another version of Pootie Tang. If you haven't seen that movie, please watch that movie. Please watch Pootie Tang. You'll completely get what I'm talking about. Because this man, every time he spoke, it was just hot gibberish. Ultimately, hot ass gibberish. So hilarious. And there are other parts in this movie that the humor sneaks in there and very unexpected and almost brilliant in my opinion. Okay, another positive, the action is relentlessly brutal in this film. There are scenes where it just I cringed. I kind of drawled up. My body just immediately tightened up watching some of these fight scenes because every time this dude went in, he really went in. There's a kitchen scene where he uses a cheese grater You can only imagine what he did with that cheese grater to their legs, their arms, their necks, their faces. The entire kitchen staff got it. They were the cheese that day. They were cheese. They were human cheese, in his opinion. And he didn't stop. He didn't stop there. He got out of the kitchen. He was still using that cheese grater. Okay, I've never seen a cheese grater used like that. Not like that. Also, the last battle in this film, the last battle was so grotesque and painful to watch. I'm not going to say any detail or give any detail away of what really was going on, but oh man, it's not for the weak. It's not for the weak to watch that. You will pray that someone please stop the pain happening to the other side of that fight. It's horrible, but good to watch at the same time, because it's a very interesting ass whooping going on there. All right, just a lot of things are happening in that last fight scene that normal humans probably wouldn't come back from at all. And I'll talk about that a little later on maybe, but right now just know that not a lot of people survive the injuries that were orchestrated in that last fight scene. All right. Another positive. The Vanderkeys are up. They are a very messed up family. That is the whole rich family with the older sister that, you know, holds these games every year where she has the family come out and she shoots whoever or whatever, some chosen family, in the middle of the street in front of everybody, like it's a big show to watch, and it's really just sick. Yeah, that's them. That good old family right there. Let's start with the brother. Let's start with the brother. This man, not that smart. Not that smart. Okay? Now, when it comes to killing someone, I guess that's what he's best at. Supposedly. You never really see it in the movie like that, but he's supposed to be really good at that. As far as the brains part, it's not for him. Then there is the husband who's married to the little sister. He's the talker of the two. He is the talker. He's the one that holds the games. He is the host of the games outside, pretty much. Yeah. He really doesn't want to be there. He really does not want to be there, but he's just playing his part like a little puppet, like a little dog for the little sister to own. All right. He really doesn't have his own opinion. He doesn't have his own say-so. Very sad character. I don't even know how he got caught up with her in the first place. Okay, you gotta have better taste than that, bro. you didn't see the signs. There were no red flags that she was crazy, and her whole family. The first time you met her family, did it tell you something, or did you want to be up in power that much that you're willing to go through anything and take any kind of punishment mentally? just to be in a position of power, I guess. And you're really still not in a position of power because you're under their boot. You're licking their boots. Okay? They'll always be on top. Then there's the little sister, of course, who just emasculated her husband the entire time. She emasculated everybody in the movie without laying a single finger on anyone. Okay? So she's bat crazy. Then, of course, there's the older sister, the one who runs the whole show. Okay. Eventually, or apparently, she's losing it right now. She's crazier than what she usually is. So they've been kind of hiding her for a minute until, the last presentation in the film. And you'll see how that all comes to permission pretty soon. Don't even know if I'm using that word right. It's okay. All right. I don't want to say too much about her. You'll have to find out. But just know this ain't the Brady Bunch. Okay, this ain't the Brady Bunch. Maybe lean towards more of the Bundys, but it's not the Brady Bunch, okay? The Bundys with money. Let's put it like that. The Bundys with money. That's what they appear to me as. All right. Another positive. Or my last positive. I did not see the twist coming. And oh, there is a hell of a damn twist. The twist is so sickening. I did not see this at all. I would never imagine. I would never imagine in a million years this is what would happen towards the end. And then it made sense because it kind of tells you in the beginning of the movie that, you know, this might be a possibility. This might end up happening. This is gonna happen. Okay? It kind of, you know, was it a bit of a reach? Some people would say it was a reach to get to that twist. But oh man. The end product to that twist was well damn worth it. I gotta give kudos to whoever thought of that idea to make it that crazy of a damn twist. Negatives. So throughout the movie, the main character constantly sees his little sister who died a long time ago. And he still sees her as a little girl, right? She's talking to him in his head the entire time. Everything they do, she's constantly talking and talking and talking. And, you know, just being a little kid, because that's what she is, a little kid. And so he can't help but see her the whole time. All right. And it's kind of distracting him. He's still kind of thinking that she's really there. She's not really there, obviously. But he's kind of thinking that. Right. And it kind of messes up his vibe, his groove, and how he does things. And it makes him really sloppy and makes him make a lot of mistakes with this girl just keeps popping up and then it gets annoying. She really doesn't serve any purpose but to just mess up his whole vibe. And so I did not like that was overdone throughout the entire movie. It's oversaturated with the visions of his sister and not needed at all. All right. Another negative. There was a missed opportunity for I'd say a mid-boss battle. Okay. Because, you remember the brother who's really good at killing people and just, that's his thing. For some reason, which I will not mention, he doesn't get to really fight the main character. Okay, but I'm not going to say why, but he just doesn't get that chance or that opportunity. And I really thought it'd be interesting to see the brother in action. I want to see what he can do. What makes him so special? Because I can't see it from just looking at his character, okay? Last negative. One of these characters in this movie, within the last fight scene, should have never made it out. It's, first of all. And then also, my gripe about this is that they do the whole, I'm not really dead speech. Hold on. I'm still alive. It's like, no. Why you're still doing after what that fight? Remember, I talked about this fight earlier. I just spoke about this fight. There is no way normal people would have made it out of this. And the character who was all of a sudden still alive, most definitely shouldn't have made it out of this. And so when I saw that person just fluttering their eyes back up after getting their asses handed to them, I was kind of done. I was kind of good thing it was the end of the movie. I was just done. Like, there's no way they made it out of that. They got their soul pulled through their ass through that entire fight. There's no way. The screams and hollering coming from that particular person. No way. In no form or fashion should they be alive. But I'm still giving this a hell yes. This is a very creative film. Kudos for that. But no one talked about this film at all. No one brought this up ever. You need to talk more about this. Somebody please bring this up. Press that like button. Share. You better subscribe.